Almost everything enjoyed in modern life is touched by mechanical engineering. Within mechanical engineering, a large sector of the job market is manufacturing, which is estimated to comprise over 58% of mechanical engineering jobs. Whether those jobs are helping to mass-produce technology or building the machines of the future, there are many areas within manufacturing that a mechanical engineer would be qualified to work in. While this array of possible industries is vast, our team has decided to highlight the sectors we believe to be crucial. We chose to cover the medical devices, automotive, food services, air defense artillery, and aviation industries.
The medical device industry is one of the fastest growing industries in the U.S. with 6,500 medtech companies, mostly made up of small and medium-sized businesses. Medical devices allow humans around the world to live longer with an increased quality of life. This industry provides great opportunities for mechanical engineers who enjoy design, like for prosthetics, manufacturing to create small devices with high quality and tight tolerances, digital systems for monitoring and reporting, fluid dynamics, especially for devices like pacemakers, material science to withstand the forces and fluids of the human body, and thermodynamics to measure bodily functions like blood oxygen levels. The top 5 companies in this industry in 2021 are the following: Medtronic, Johnson & Johnson, Abbott Laboratories, Philips, and GE Healthcare. Among these companies, there are many job opportunities available to MEs, including design engineer, testing engineer, R&D, manufacturing/process engineer, hardware design engineer, and field engineer. Because this industry involves implementing mechanical and electrical devices on or inside the human body, manufacturing is extremely important. Advances in manufacturing allow small devices to be created at a higher quality, which allow engineers to solve problems throughout the body, even inside of human veins or organs. Without manufacturing, COVID vaccines, for example, would not be readily available across the U.S. in such a short amount of time. Medical robots, which allows doctors to perform very accurate surgery procedures with less intrusive processes, can only be created and distributed widely through mass production. Manufacturing also allows costs to decrease through mass production, which increases a wider access to these life-saving products around the world.
One major sector for young mechanical engineers to consider is the automotive manufacturing sector, which represents an $86.2 billion a year industry. This industry is especially exciting for Georgia Tech students given that multiple large manufacturers have a presence in the Southeast. Porsche's North American headquarters is located just south of Atlanta, and BMW's North American manufacturing plant is located in Greer, South Carolina. There are 2 major trends sweeping the auto manufacturing industry that young engineers can get involved with. The first of these is the integration of AI into production lines for increased efficiency and quality control purposes. For example, BMW is using neural networks to program robots to transport materials around plants, and the Audi Porsche group is using AI to visually and sonically check parts for defects in the production process. Young engineers interested in this aspect of automotive production should ensure skills in computer science and statistics as the production process becomes increasingly automated. The second emerging trend is the use of additive manufacturing, both for rapid prototyping and large-scale production purposes. Given that parts can be easily altered without halting production or changing equipment, it is especially useful for low-volume, customized applications such as motorsport. However, benefits of additive manufacturing such as weight reduction and less need for inventory extend to large-scale production. Young engineers interested in this field can expect to work with new technologies such as selective laser sintering, stereolithography, or electron beam melting, and should make sure to have at least some level of competence with material science.
Despite the latest economic downturn, an industry whose existence continues to show its importance to American society is the food industry, with restaurants accounting for $375 billion in America's GDP even well into the pandemic. This creates a well-defined market for those companies who produce high-reliability and low-cost machines, from mixers to dishwashers as well as to-go food containers, all of which the food service industry requires in order to stay competitive. In both the appliance and container sectors, companies are constantly looking for young engineers, especially mechanical engineers, who have a background in manufacturing, as well as those who have backgrounds in designing with both metal and plastic materials. Successful, well-established companies such as Hobart are especially looking for mechanical engineers who are interested in designing large kitchen appliances, drafting designs, and managing designers, with many positions requiring little experience in the industry. In order to be successful in the manufacturing of food service products, some general knowledge is recommended in the subjects of heat transfer, material science, experimental methods, and more acute knowledge in machine design. One of the most important technologies that has been integrated into the food service industry over the past couple of decades is sensors, in order to monitor the foods as they are being processed. And now with the introduction of AI, these processes can accurately be measured in real time in order to control the various properties throughout the process in order to produce a higher quality end result. Therefore, in addition to the skills previously mentioned, another increasingly important knowledge base is computer science and AI. Aside from Hobart, there are many other well-established companies who are looking to hire young mechanical engineers in this industry, such as Whirlpool, KitchenAid, JBS, and Western Milling.
Another growing industry that is drawing in new engineers is the Air Defense Artillery, or ADA industry. The ADA industry uses the newest technologies and mobile platforms such as the Stryker or the Patriot to defend against aerial threats, missile attacks, and surveillance platforms. An inspiring ADA engineer needs to thoroughly understand dynamics of rigid bodies to help calculate the path of the missiles, both incoming and outgoing, thermodynamics to help ensure proper detonation of the missiles, machine design to help design the physical launching mobile platform, as well as circuits and radio communications to help design the guidance system. Some of the major players in the American ADA industry, which is a small selection of all possible manufacturers due to limited Department of Defense contracts, include Lockheed Martin and Raytheon. Rhind Metal Defense is a major player in the international ADA market. Some of the exciting opportunities include working in missile and platform design, utilizing digital engineering, simulations, and digital twins. Guidance and launching system design, focusing on secure radio communications and jamming signals, as well as prototyping and repairing new systems by getting hands-on with the soldiers. Mass manufacturing is incredibly important to the success of the industry to ensure that the nation's military is fully equipped to defend itself, especially during a crisis. ADA is one of the most important subsections of the defense industry and has been cited as a critical part of the renewed, long-term strategic competition.
One of the largest manufacturing industries today is the aviation industry. It consists of the construction of airplanes and helicopters for both civilian and military uses. This is a $414 billion industry, the primary players in this industry being Boeing, Lockheed Martin, and Airbus, who have a over 90% market share in this industry. While these are the major manufacturers, there are also several smaller companies that work as suppliers to these larger companies such as Raytheon, Textron, and GE. There are many opportunities for engineers in this industry and throughout the manufacturing process. First and foremost, engineers are used in the design process for aircraft to not only design the aircraft to meet speed and lift specifications, but also to decrease the manufacturing cost by decreasing the part count, changing materials, and optimizing the design. Furthermore, many parts of the plane are manufactured by other companies and then shipped to the major manufacturers. For example, one of the major subassemblies that are often built by suppliers are the turbine engines. Subassemblies of this size and complexity often have teams of 100 engineers to design and manufacture all the parts. During the assembly process for these planes, most of the lifting is done by heavy machinery, which is another area in which engineers are needed. Engineers in this field must have experience in creative design, structural mechanics, fluid mechanics, computer-aided design programs, and simulation softwares.
We hope you've learned a lot about the possible industries you can work in the future and what you need to be successful there. If you have any questions, we'll be happy to take them now.